Season 29 massively improved Vantage's skin, and after playing 100 games on the new Vantage, I can confidently say she is easily the most underrated legend in the game right now if her buff comes in any other season. So let's break down what actually changed, how she feels after 100 games, and why her buff doesn't really work in the season. First, her tactical feels incredibly smooth now. Echo relocation is faster, has no landing stun after using it, and comes back quicker, which makes Vantage feel way more aggressive than before. In previous seasons, Vantage often felt awkward after using Echo. You could reposition, but the landing delay made it feel clunky, then sometimes you would get punished right after arriving. Now, you can use Echo to take side angles, chase low health enemies, or escape bad fights much more consistent. And honestly, this might be one of the best 3-dimensional movement abilities in the game right now. Legends like Octane, Pathfinder, and Horizon all require some kind of environmental anchor points to deploy their ability, but Vantage can throw Echo anywhere in the open sky and immediately flank, pick off angle, or escape. But one thing I learned very quickly after 100 games, your tactical angles matters a lot. Vantage does not fly in a perfectly straight line towards Echo. Instead, her flight path is more like a curved projectile. If you use it indoors or under low ceilings, you can easily slam yourself into a doorway, roof, or random piece of geometry. So yes, the tactical is way better now, but you still need to think about potential obstacle before landing towards Echo. The second major improvement is how her passive and ultimate now works together. After Season 29, Vantage can recharge her ultimate by pinging enemies with her passive. This is a really good change because it finally gives players a strong reason to actually use her passive more often, and that matters because Vantage's passive gives a lot of information. You can see enemy shield level, health, and how many players are still alive on the squad, making her extremely good at identifying weak targets. If you see someone with cracked shield or low health, Vantage is now much better at calling that out and immediately reposition to finish the kill. And when you combine her passive with recon class tools like survey beacons and upgrades like her tracking, which tracks the entire team when pinging one enemy, you basically get budget war hacks on enemy team. You can track where squads are moving, spot isolated players, and set up fights before they even know you're coming, putting her on pair with legends like Sparrow or Valkyrie. Her ultimate also feels way more practical now because of the added side scope. Before, the sniper's mark was obviously strong at long range, but it could feel awkward when fights move closer. Now, with the 2x side scope, it works much better in close and mid-range fight. This is important because tagging an enemy with her ultimate makes them take increased damage, which can instantly create an opening for your team. And with a blue upgrade, tagging enemies can also reveal where they are for a short time, which makes it easier to keep pressure on them after the first shot lands. But here is something I learned from playing her for 100 games. Just because Vantage's ultimate can hit hard doesn't mean you should force it every fight. It's kind of like Rampart's Sheila. Yes, the weapon is powerful and it can completely destroy players, but if you tunnel vision on using it every single fight, you can actually throw away easier kills. Instead, use it as a supportive burst damage tool. You tag someone, pressure them, and depending on the situation, push with your team or relocate to another angle to create more openings for your team to push. And even if you miss a shot, the laser itself can still pressure enemies. There's nothing more annoying than seeing a giant laser pointing at you, knowing that if you're poorly positioned, you may get 2-tapped. Now at this point, you might be thinking, if Vantage is this good, why isn't she dominating the pick rates? The answer is simple. Exile exists. The biggest problem for Vantage this season is that her entire playstyle relies on maintaining some distance between your squad and the enemy team. She wants to scout, she wants to tag enemy, she wants to find weak target, she wants to reposition and create mid-range pressure before the fight fully begins. But Exile completely invalidates that playstyle. Unlike Octane or Pathfinder, who needs ultimates for full team movement, Exile drops a Nitro Gate every 24 seconds, giving her team an insane slide speed boost and unpredictable pathing. You knock someone with Vantage's ultimate, Exile boosts her team away to reset. You try to back out of a losing fight, Exile boosts her team right over your head. You try to gather intel before committing, Exile can send the entire team straight into your face, forcing a close range fight, and that is what makes Vantage's situation so frustrating. Vantage is phenomenal this season, but she unfortunately has to exist in a meta ruled by Exile's hyper-aggressive speed. The second issue is not really about Vantage herself, it is more about the Apex player base. Vantage requires way more communication than most recon legends, with legends like Crypto, Valkyrie, or Seer. The information they provide is very obvious. Your teammate can see scans, pings, or enemy highlight, but Vantage intel is more subtle. She can see enemy shield levels, health, squad size, and tag targets, but a lot of that value depends on you actually communicating it. In a coordinated teams, this is extremely valuable, but in solo queue, that's a lost cause. Half the time, your teammates are already sprinting into 3 teams, ignoring every ping, refusing to communicate, and then only turn on their mics after they die to flame on you for not helping, even though you call out the entire fight 10 seconds earlier. Free purple shield, free purple shield. Down one. One shot, 197 on one of them.
Pussy, you are trash. You fucking motherfucking fuck.
Don't fight, pussy. Oh god, look at the stats. This is why Vantage can feel amazing in the right team, but inconsistent in solo queue. She gives some of the best information in the game, but if your team does not listen to it, that information loses a lot of value. But if you can overcome those issues, Vantage is absolutely underrated this season. She repositions faster, her passive is more rewarding now, and her sniper is more flexible with the side scope. Her overall kit lets her scout, pressure, flank, and finish weak enemies way better than before. If you enjoy playing a supportive legend who can still take aggressive angles and punish weak enemies, Vantage is one of the best underrated picks in Season 29. That's my experience after 100 games on Vantage in the season. Have you tried a new Vantage yet? Let me know if you enjoy playing her in the season. And if you want more Apex guides, tips, and legend breakdowns, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm pushing towards 1,000 subscribers before summer, so every bit of support really helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.